Serious if we can. President Trump says he wants the U.S. to recognize formally Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Didn't take long for some Democrats to slam him. Check out this tweet from Tulsi Gabbard, 2020 candidate, by the way. Another example of Trump and Netanyahu putting their own political interests ahead of the interests of our respective countries. Will escalate tensions and likelihood of war between Israel, U.S., Syria, Iran and Russia. Short-sighted is the way she ends that tweet. Tammy Bruce back with us, Independent Women's Voice president and Fox News contributor.
Hey, good morning.
Your reaction, first of all, to Israel's sovereignty over Golan, and secondly, to Tulsi Gabbard's tweet.
Well, look, I think that this has been a conversation, as has the embassy in Jerusalem been for decades, effectively. And the president is, with our relationship with Israel, this is something that's important to Israel, and it's reasonable. I think also considering already the condition in the area with Yemen, the situation with Iran and Iraq and Saudi Arabia, the tensions are already there. I think that the world, for a while, Israel, of course, is always having to prepare for war. And I think this is an element that allows everyone to get their ducks in a row and to have a certain level of security and a boundary for Israel that makes all the sense in the world.
You've got to control the Golan Heights if you want to secure Israel.
That has always been the case. We've known it. And the fact that not being dealt with and finalized, as well as with like the embassy in Jerusalem, has been a very strange turn of events here. The president clearly loves Israel, as America does. Americans understand the need for security there, and the Golan Heights is key to that. So congratulations to the president and to everyone, frankly, who loves peace in the region and the security of Israel.
I want to stay on this subject. They're going to put 6 Democrat presidential candidates, going to put them up on the screen. All 6 are going to skip the AIPAC meeting this year. And now this is what President Trump said about them. Roll tape.
The Democrats have very much proven to be anti-Israel. There's no question about that. And it's a disgrace. I mean, I don't know what's happened to them, but they are totally anti-Israel. Frankly, I think they're anti-Jewish.
What do you got to say to that?
Well, this has to send a message to most people if they thought that Ilhan Omar, as an example, was an outlier or was not a representation of this growing sentiment in the Democratic Party. At the same time, Democratic leadership will be at that meeting, like Nancy Pelosi will be there. So there will be Democratic Party representation there. It's almost like they're trying to play both ends. But who in this nation really wants people to be playing both ends when it comes to the Jewish people? And this is,
well, is there room in the Democrat Party for the majority of Jewish voters, and they do vote for Democrats,
sure,
and what's going on with not going to AIPAC? I mean, is there room in the party for those two sides?
Well, I think that we're going to find out when it comes to who survives this campaign season. And that's what's important about the primaries, having these arguments. The fact is, Americans who happen to be Jewish, you can absolutely not agree with some actions of Israel or think that our foreign policy should be different. But what's happening rhetorically in the Democratic Party is very different from that. So to then not go to this conference, to this summit, sends a very different message. And Americans of all stripes, you don't need to be Jewish also to not like what's going on.
Fair enough, Tammy. Welcome back to the program. Good to see you.
Thank you.